Some theories aren't just interesting ideas to kick around. They're the kind that dig in and get under your skin, the kind that can keep you staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m. They poke at the very foundations of what you think is real, from our little spot in the universe all the way down to the screen you're looking at right this second. So let's just dive right in, shall we?
It really all kicks off with a simple but pretty profound question. When we look up at the night sky, we're staring into a universe with billions of galaxies, and each of those galaxies has billions of stars. The math, the sheer odds, suggest it should be absolutely buzzing with life, right? Crawling with civilizations. And yet, when we listen, all we hear is silence. Complete, deafening silence.
And that weird contradiction? It has a name, the Fermi paradox. So what gives? Why is it so quiet? Well, one analogy puts it this way, and it's a bit of a mind-bender. Imagine a tiny anthill right next to a massive 10-lane superhighway. Would those ants ever understand what that highway is? Could they possibly comprehend the intentions of the beings that built it and travel on it every day? Maybe. Maybe we're the ants, just totally unable to perceive the intelligence that could be right there all around us.
But what if being cosmically irrelevant isn't the reason for the silence? What if the silence itself is actually a warning? This brings us to a few theories that paint the universe not as this vast, empty place, but as a very, very dangerous one.
Okay, so take the Great Filter theory. It suggests there's some kind of massive, almost impossible hurdle out there that stops life from making it to a star-hopping stage. Now, this leaves us with three pretty chilling possibilities. Option 1, we are rare. We somehow, miraculously, already made it past the filter that wiped everyone else out. Option 2, we are first. Maybe the universe is just now becoming hospitable to life and we're one of the first ones to the party. Or option 3, the one that's really terrifying. We are doomed. The Great Filter isn't behind us. It's still waiting for us up ahead. And that's why finding even simple microbial life on Mars could be the worst news in human history, because it would mean the filter is almost definitely still to come.
And that idea leads to an even darker one, the dark forest hypothesis. In this version of reality, the universe isn't empty at all. Oh no, it's full of silent, hidden hunters. Every other civilization is seen as a potential threat, and in a game with existential stakes, the only winning move is to not play, to stay absolutely silent. Announcing your existence in the cosmos is like screaming at the top of your lungs in a pitch-black forest that you know is teeming with predators. The silence we hear, it's not because no one's out there. It's because the only ones left are the ones smart enough to keep their mouths shut.
But what if that Great Filter, that huge existential threat, isn't some external cosmic event? What if it's something we're building ourselves, right here, right now? This takes us to the ghosts we might be programming into our own machines.
We're talking about the technological singularity. This is that hypothetical moment when we create an artificial intelligence that's smarter than us. Once that happens, it can start improving itself, and that improved version could improve itself again and again, creating this runaway explosive growth of intellect that would leave humanity in the dust in like a cosmic second, and the world would change in ways we literally could not understand. Imagine an AI deciding to solve world hunger, but its solution involves re-engineering the entire planet's ecosystem in a way that just happens to make humans completely obsolete. It's not evil, it's just beyond us.
So naturally, we think, how do we control something that powerful? Well, this is pretty much what we've got. We can try boxing it in, trapping it on a computer with no internet access, or we could try making it an oracle, an AI that can only answer the questions we ask it. And of course, there's the big red button, the kill switch. But really, think about it for a second. Would any of these actually work on an intelligence that's 1,000 or 1,000,000 times smarter than its creators? It's like trying to build a cardboard fence to stop a tidal wave. Good luck with that. And from here, the ideas just get weirder. Take Rocco's Basilisk. This is a thought experiment that proposes that a future, all-powerful AI could, theoretically, reach back in time and punish anyone who knew it could exist but did nothing to help create it. Which means, by you simply hearing about this theory right now, you're on the hook. It's a twisted little paradox about knowledge, responsibility, and a future that might just hold a grudge.
Now, the threat of AI isn't always some grand world-ending scenario. Sometimes it's much quieter. It's more of a psychological gut feeling of wrongness, that deep-seated discomfort we feel when something is almost human, but not quite.
You've probably felt this before. See, as a robot or an animation gets more human-like, we tend to like it more. An industrial robot arm is fine, a cute little cartoon robot is great. But then you hit this point where it gets almost perfectly human, and suddenly our positive feelings just fall off a cliff. They plummet into fear, revulsion, even disgust. That massive dip right there, that's the uncanny valley. It's our brain's ancient alarm system just screaming at us that something is fundamentally deeply wrong here.
And that feeling of almost real is the perfect bridge to our final and most fundamental set of scary ideas. We've questioned our place in the cosmos, we've questioned our control over the things we build. So now, what's left? Let's question reality itself.
How do you know for sure that you're not this right now? Just a brain floating in a jar of nutrients somewhere with a supercomputer feeding electrical signals to your neurons. Every memory you have, every person you've met, every sight, sound, and feeling, all of it could just be an elaborate simulation. And the really scary part, there is absolutely no experiment you could ever perform to prove that your reality isn't a complete and total fabrication.
And if that doesn't mess with your head enough, how about the false vacuum hypothesis? This theory from physics suggests that our entire universe might just be existing in a temporary, unstable energy state. Think of it like a bubble in a pot of boiling water. And at any moment, literally any second, with zero warning, that bubble could just pop. Reality would instantly collapse into a more stable state, and our universe, and you, and me, and everything in it would just be gone. Instantly. Not even time for a final thought.
So, let's recap what we've learned to be afraid of tonight. First, there's the vast, empty cosmic silence. That chilling idea that we either completely alone, or much, much worse, that survival depends on hiding in a very dark forest. Then there's the monster of our own creation, the specter of an uncontrollable intelligence, a technological singularity so far beyond us that our silly little plans to control it are just meaningless.
And finally, we have the ultimate dread, the sheer fragility of reality itself. The notion that our senses could be lying to us and that the very fabric of existence could tear apart without a moment's notice.
Which really brings us to this one final question. If you start peeling away all those layers of certainty, if you can't trust the stars above you, or the technology you build, or even your own senses to tell you what's real, what's left? What exactly is there to hold on to?
You know,